Ireland has made sweeping changes for the big match in Rome as Ireland chase what could be their first win of the campaign.
7 changes for the Italian job and still plenty to ponder. The pack will be boosted by the return of James Ryan, while Tadhg Furlong will make his first Irish start in a year in an all-new front row alongside Ronan Kelleher and Dave Kilcoyne.
Well, obviously there's some guys that are coming back in, some guys that's played a few more games now under the belt that are playing a bit of form, and some guys that deserve a chance as well. So all in all, we feel that this is the best side for this weekend against Italy.
It's an all-Leinster backline, including the return of captain Johnny Sexton, whose future was in the spotlight once again this week.
As long as Johnny keeps on giving to Irish rugby, keep putting his foot forward to be in the equation, won't he? You know, he feels good at this moment in time. His appetite's as strong as ever. He's certainly one of those guys that makes the feeling in the group feel right, and as long as that appetite stays, I'm sure that we'll keep moving in the right direction regarding that.
Conor Murray misses out through injury, opening the door for Craig Casey to make his debut off the bench.
We're really looking forward to him. Well, obviously, you can't promise anything in this world, can you? You know, it's certainly an international sport, but if he gets his chance, he'll certainly be ready.
As Ireland prepare for the trip to Rome, this weekend's game between France and Scotland has been postponed as another positive case of coronavirus in the French camp has been identified. 14 cases have now been confirmed since the match against Ireland in Dublin, with organisers set to announce a new date for the game in due course. Jackie Hurley, RTE News.
3 Irish boxers were in quarter-final action today at the multi-nations event in Bulgaria. Aoife O'Rourke and Brendan Irvine have guaranteed themselves at least bronze medals after reaching their respective semi-finals in Sofia. Michaela Walsh, however, lost out her last 8 featherweight contest. Well, boxing is among the sports which has been impacted greatly during the pandemic. To discuss the ongoing restrictions and the impact it's having on sporting activity for all, we're joined in our Cork studio by CEO of the Federation for Irish Sport, Mary O'Connor. Hi, Mary. Mary, I suppose a very general question first. What concerns are you hearing from your members?
Our concerns really reflect around the fact that since last March, since the onset of the pandemic, we've had no meaningful activity in any sector. And what we want to try and do is ensure that we do get a return to sport and have a detailed roadmap for that to happen.
But Mary, some people might say just be patient and towards the end of the summer we might have some degree of normality.
Yeah, Eamon, I'm very conscious as I stand here tonight that today 35 more people have lost their lives to COVID-19, and I recognise that for the government the priority must be the protection of life and the saving of lives, and the sports sector has played its part in that regard. Since last March we have had a cessation of all sporting activity, and what we're looking to do is to work with government, as we have been doing, to try and ensure that that detailed roadmap will provide a glimmer of hope for the sports sector in Ireland.
And Mary, would you have any long-term concerns for participation levels, both for volunteers and for kids?
Absolutely. I think every organisation in the country has a concern around retention of volunteers. In the sports sector alone, 450,000 volunteers volunteer for sport on a weekly basis. That cannot be underestimated, the impact that they make at grassroots level. There's also concern around the retention of membership as well, and we must do all that we can to ensure that those people are given some idea of the return and the reopening of their sport so they can plan. Our national governing bodies, we represent 81 national governing bodies and 29 local sports partnerships, and they have worked extremely hard at putting protocols in place to ensure that when sport does return, it can do so in a safe manner.
Mary O'Connor, CEO of Sport Federation of Ireland, thank you very much for joining us, and a woman with 12 All-Ireland medals as well, it has to be said. Now, Europa League action continues tonight. Manchester United are 4-0 up going into their second leg against Real Sociedad. Arsenal are currently in action against Benfica. It's 1-1 from the first leg there. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang put Arsenal 1 up in London, but the Portuguese side have hit back. At half-time, it's now 1-1, so the tie 2-2 on aggregate. Finally, many tributes from across the racing world have been paid to the late great trainer Tom Foley, who has died. Foley trained the very popular champion horse Stanoli back in the 1990s. He was based in Bagnallstown in Carlow. Foley passed away aged 74. That's all your sports news for now, so it's all yours again, Katrina.
Thanks, Eamon. Now, before we go, a quick look at the main news again this evening. A 17-year-old boy is in a stable condition in hospital after he was shot in Dublin last night. Gardaí believe the teenager was targeted as part of a pre-planned attack and are treating the shooting as attempted murder. They've recovered a car that they believe was used in the incident.
And that is Thursday's 6-1 from all the team. Until the same time tomorrow, thanks for watching. Have a good evening.
Listen to your heart. Make cholesterol-reducing plant sterols part of your daily routine with Avonmore Heart Active Milk.
Well, with high pressure dominating our weather this weekend, we're looking at a lot of dry weather in over Ireland, sunny spells, light breezes. A few caveats though, it does look like the nights will be fairly chilly with some frost and fog and possibly a little damp, drizzly weather in some parts on Saturday. So currently we've got a ridge of high pressure building over Ireland. So dry conditions for the main tonight and into tomorrow too. Fairly sunny start to the day. The cloud will tend to build into the afternoon. And during the nighttime hours, a weather front is set to move in over Ireland. Now we'll run up against high pressure. So amounts of rain look fairly minimal. And all the while that high dominating our weather for the early days of next week. So really very settled weather over the following days. Now back to the current situation. It's a dry picture almost countrywide. Just isolated light showers mainly in over the west and southwest. And we hold on to dry conditions there overnight tonight too with clear spells. But chilly enough tonight now. Temperatures falling down to freezing locally. So there will be a touch of frost, all with light southerly breezes. Now tomorrow temperatures will come in a little above average, ranging 9 to 11 degrees Celsius with moderate southerly breezes. And overall, it's a dry day to look forward to, the best of the sunshine early on, though the cloud will tend to build in some parts into the afternoon and perhaps 1 or 2 light showers transpiring in over the southwest of Ireland. Now some patchy rain and drizzle will move in over Ireland tomorrow night with some damp, gloomy weather locally on Saturday, but it does look like sunshine should break through for most of us. Overall dry conditions, temperatures on Saturday into the double digits almost countrywide with light southerly breezes. And very similar conditions following there for Sunday after overnight fog clears. That's all from me for the moment. Very good evening.
Listen to your heart. Make cholesterol-reducing plant sterols part of your daily routine with Avonmore Heart Active Milk.
Basically, I was taken from my birth mother and handed over and not recorded.
I was robbed of the chance to meet the woman who gave birth to me.
I am not who I am supposed to be.
You're not allowed to know who you are and your story. It's cruel. It's too cruel.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Help to level the playing field with Lidl Plus and raise up to €20,000 for your local club.
Share the moments that matter most with Air Mobile. With 5G in all 26 counties, 99% 4G coverage, and no limits data, we are connecting Ireland. Town, city, country.
Right.
We are Air Mobile.
1, 2, 3.
Connect more. Air. Let's make possible.
I have a graw for the words of my bones, my hanga good Joe for Gaelga, my soul, my chree, our history. See the power behind our star everywhere now, timple on down. So in Ishtarlin, our language is alive and welcoming.
Glápórt is seachtain na Gaeilge le energy ann.
Tilólis snag.ie.
Radio, telefís, líne, fón póca, seachtain na Gaeilge le energy RTE.
Sweat, blood and tears. Ireland's fittest family is about to be crowned on RTE2. And hard work pays off later too when a couple from Meath see a brighter financial future ahead thanks to Owen McGee. How to Be Good with Money finishes up tonight at 8:30. Now more